I was asked, how can I run so many sheep on only 5 acres and do it in a rotational grazing and still leaving enough time on my paddocks to rest? How do I deal with the drought? And that is a very, very good question. It came up on my TikTok. And so we're going to answer it here today. It's going to be a very quick and brief video. I am getting ready to leave town for a few days. I'll be in California. Then I'll be in Portland, Oregon. Then I'm going to Chicago. And then I'm coming back home. I should be home Thursday, very early morning, right? Oh, gosh. Let's answer this question because it's a really good question. Management. All you have to do is manage the grass you have. Even if you have to come up with a sacrifice paddock and feed hay to allow your paddocks the proper 45 to 50 days or more days worth of rest, that's just what you're gonna have to do. Let me do a quick pan here of my fields right now. Okay, these are my entire fields. I'm trying to find a way that y'all can see the height of the grass, but I think it's gonna be impossible. Anyway, we have right now, these fields have already been grazed this month. The sheep spent 1 day per paddock back here, and we took them out after 1 day, okay? And look, the recovery. Why? Because they come in, they take a little bit, and when we pulled them out, we left about 10 inches or more of grass in each paddock, okay? They went in for a day, they deposit the urine, they deposit the manure, they ate some of the candy out of this fields, and then they move on to fresh paddocks. And then what you want to do is see this. They just left this 2 days ago. Look at all the trample you see here, okay? This is all the trampling you see here. This is natural trampling. Look how much grass is left here, okay? Look how they trampled all this grass. But also, look at all of this manure dunks, right? Everywhere. The reason they're not in pellets is because when sheep first come out of hay after winter and they start eating that lush, high fibrous, high on water grass and less dry fiber, then they're gonna get these little clunks of poop, but it's not parasite, okay? And don't be scared if you encounter that. This is what you want to see. You want to see a lot of that grass left behind trampled. And watch what happens when your fields get 45, 50 days worth of rest and they get some rain on them. You're going to be shocked. And so here, I'll say it for the third time. I'll say it as many times as I have to say it. I don't care if the people that are subscribed to my channel hear it multiple times. Here, we have 29 paddocks, okay? Our first cycle from paddock 1 to paddock 29, they stay 1 day per paddock and then they move. When we reach paddock 29, that equals to 29 days worth of grazing to still allow the cycle and the time for paddock recovery and parasite larva cycle to, be done with. We put them in the barn with our 45 by 64 outside pen where they eat premium hay, and that'll give the paddock an extra 15 days worth of rest. And what we do during those 15 days is health checks, hoof trims, and then we go back out to paddock number 1 to start all over again. But this time, instead of doing it 1 day, they're gonna stay rotating on cycle number 1 and cycle number 2 from paddock 1 to paddock 29. They're gonna rotate this time 2 days per paddock. So they're gonna be eating 48 hours per paddock. The goal is still to take them out, leaving 10 inches or more behind worth of grass, okay? Allowing your fields to have a lot of material left so that it doesn't take as much energy from the root system to put more material back, more grasses into your fields. Allowing your fields to have an umbrella that keeps the soil temperature down to keep the microbial system, the life in your soil, alive and not cooked by the sun. And so they stay in the paddocks for 2 days per paddock, from paddock 1 to paddock 29, giving each paddock 58 days worth of rest. And that's done from the middle of spring until the middle of summer. The middle of summer, they come to the paddocks and they rotate every 3 days. So if we have 29 paddocks, you can do the math. If we have 29 paddocks and now they're rotating 3 days per paddock, that leaves the paddock, in case we actually have time to do another rotation, that leaves each one of your paddock 87 days worth of rest. All this, 5 acres. But if we don't do another rotation, so what? That means they just go back into the barn, into the outside pen to eat hay, premium hay for the winter. When you do this, you will see the result. You will see the result of your land. The mistake we make is that we see all of this, all of it. We see all of that right there. And we say, well, you know what? I mean, look at this, guys. Okay? And they ate here 2 days ago, okay? We see all of this and we say, you know, there's still plenty of food there. We'll keep them there an extra day, and then we'll pull them out. Oh, we'll pull them out, you know, when the grass is down to 6 inches. Okay, great. 6 inches is still good enough, but what happens during the drought? What happens when your area starts getting that D1, D2 droughts, right? You're not going to have a lot of growth back. You're not going to have a lot of growth back, and that's not what we want. We want is regenerative agriculture with regenerative grazing, all these terms that are now fancy in YouTube. But that's really what we want. We want to regenerate life into our soil, okay? So remember, just because you have a lot of grass still left in your paddock does not mean you have to allow your sheep to eat it all down, okay? If you need any help, contact me, and I'll try to do the best I can for you. God bless you.